Kindle Vella is coming, and it's coming soon. And there are some very important updates that have just been announced that you need to know if you're interested in publishing with Kindle Vella. For example, did you know that you can very effectively market your current existing work with Kindle Vella and vice versa? All this and more coming up, so stay tuned because this is an episode that you do not want to miss. Hello everyone, my name is David Webb, and I made this channel to give you the best tips on writing and creativity so you can finally finish your book or have that creative career you've always dreamed of. As mentioned, today we're going to be talking about some very important updates and caveats to the impending release of Kindle Vella. If somehow you're watching this video and you missed last week's video on Kindle Vella, be sure to pause this video right now and open this video up in a new tab so that you have a basic understanding of what Kindle Vella is and why it can be huge for your publishing career. I'll go ahead and give you a second so you can do that right now. Okay, assuming you're all caught up, let's get started. In classic YouTuber fashion, I am saving the single most important update for the very end of the video, so be sure to watch this video all the way through, don't go anywhere, give me some of those juicy watch time minutes, or you can click the timestamp down in the description below to skip all the other important updates and get to the very end. But just know that my heart will be broken. Emotional manipulation works every time. So first and foremost, some more information has come to light that gives some insight onto what is the best strategy to releasing on Kindle Vella. Currently, depending on how you search through the Amazon store, if you manage to find a Kindle Vella story, you'll note that it shows how many episodes of the story are on Vella right now, and how many have been published in the last 30 days. This more or less confirms what I was thinking might be the best strategy to releasing on Vella, which is, first of all, to have multiple chapters on the platform so that readers can go in and find a story and see that there are already several chapters available. This lets them know, first of all, that you're committed to the story, you plan on finishing it. Secondly, if they're a traditional binge reader, they can go ahead and read multiple episodes while waiting for new content. And next, I believe that it is going to be crucial that you upload to Kindle Vella regularly, that you release episodes no less frequently than weekly if at all possible. Because as of right now, Amazon shows how many chapters have been released in the last 30 days, we can safely assume that consistency is going to play a huge role in how the algorithm behind Kindle Vella recommends stories to new readers. If you plan on just releasing one book on the platform, then get maybe 5-10 chapters up for release date and then continue to release more chapters each week. Or if you have more books coming down the line, maybe even each day. This ensures that when readers find your story, there will be enough content to go ahead and get started on, and there will be more, and there will be more regularly. Finding whatever secret sauce works with the Amazon algorithm is nothing new to those who have been published with KDP before, and I believe it will be just as important when publishing with Kindle Vella. Next up, as I mentioned in the comments of my previous video, you cannot take a previously published full-length book and chop it up into individual chapters and then release those on Vella. Whereas you can do the opposite, taking the chapters that you've published on Vella and then at a later date, republishing them into a full-length book. However, you can take up to 5,000 words of a previously published work and include them in the very first episode of your Kindle Vella story as a way to kind of bridge the gap between what you've published before and your current story. That means if you've already published the first book of your series on Amazon, you can include up to 5,000 words of it in your Kindle Vella story in one of two ways. Either to continue a series on Kindle Vella and hope that those 5,000 words will encourage the reader to go back and pick the book up on Amazon, or to have your Kindle Vella story be a standalone or a spin-off, something that takes place in the same universe but can stand on its own so that they don't have to go back and read it to catch up. But if the reader chooses not to and stays on Vella, they will be able to have a full appreciation of the story at hand, and if they like the universe, they know that they have the option to go back and purchase the full-length book. And of course, if you are already published, You can use this to market your Vella stories, mentioning that there is more to this universe and it is available on another platform, and then give the reader a link to do just that. This is huge because whenever you have the chance to cross-market, you should do so. Because as I mentioned in the previous video, you have a lot of readers who read a bunch of serials, but they don't read a lot of full-length books, or vice versa. But if the reader particularly likes your work, or you as an author, they'll more or less follow you to whatever platform you go to, ideally. The possibilities here are endless, and this is just another reason why you should be publishing on Kindle Vella. Before I get to the next tip, if you are getting any value out of this video, do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because I give tons of advice on writing and publishing all the time here on this channel. Advice that will finally help you achieve your dream of being a published author. Next up, this is nothing new, but it's worth mentioning that Kindle Vella will be limited to the United States for now. However, if you live anywhere else but the United States, don't close out this video just yet, because I believe that Kindle Vella will be released globally, maybe soon, and when it does, I'm somewhat confident that you'll have less warning than we did when it was first announced to American authors. I have no evidence to support the fact that it will be released globally. It is my personal opinion that it will be. I believe it's not a matter of if, but when, so I want you to be ready if and when it does. And finally, the single most important thing that you need to know about Kindle Vella is that it's coming soon. KDP authors got an email this week saying that Kindle Vella will be released to the public next week. Whether that means Sunday the 11th or Saturday the 17th, no one knows for sure, but if you're going to jump on this train, you need to do it now. To be one of the first 10,000 stories available to the public on this platform is huge. It's an incredible opportunity that you do not want to waste. If it's unavoidable, if you miss it and you can't upload right at release, don't worry. There is still time to strike while the iron is hot. But I believe in this case, sooner is better than later. There is no telling how powerful this platform will be on launch. I myself am highly optimistic. Just as an example, there was a time in Amazon publishing that is commonly referred to by independent authors as the glory days of self-publishing. This was when free books shared the same bestseller lists as paid books. And what you could do was release your book for free and have thousands upon thousands of people download it, skyrocketing it to the top of the free bestseller list. And then by the time the book was no longer free and you had to pay for it, it stayed at that bestseller rank, making it appear as if thousands and thousands of people have paid for this book. And for those of you who know anything about marketing a book on Amazon, you know just how easy it can be to reach a really good spot on the free bestseller list. Tens of thousands of people took advantage of this and made tens of thousands of dollars. I kick myself sometimes because back when I first published years and years ago, I was just a little too late to take advantage of this. And with 3 of my titles now, I have achieved a really good spot on the free bestseller list, once hitting #1. And if I had published any sooner, I would have made a lot of money. I say this to make the point that you do not know how powerful this could be. It could be insane. It could flop, to be honest, but you never know, and this could be the start of something amazing for you. So one final time, I highly recommend jumping on Kindle Vella while you still can and be one of the first authors on the platform. I don't know about you guys, but I am really excited. And with that, that's going to do it for this update video on Kindle Vella today. Do me a favor and share this video and possibly last video on social media with fellow authors to get them on board. I don't want anyone to miss out on this opportunity, so make sure you spread the word and let's build ourselves up together. Thank you again for joining me. My name is David Webb, and get some writing done.